It's showtime.
People should not be afraid of their governments. Governments should be afraid of their people.
You know, the right to bear arms is because that's the last form of defense against tyranny.
Washington is fundamentally corrupt. There are more words in the IRS code than there are in the Bible.
Well, hello and welcome. My name is Rusty Humphreys, and this is Blunt Force Truth. I'm filling in for both Mark Young and Chuck Woolery, but that means we're going to still have a great show. I would love to have more of your comments. I'd really like for you to participate today. I want you to, first of all, check in. Where are you a deplorable from? I'd love to know what city, what state you're watching from. And also, what do you think about this government shutdown? Oh, it's the end of the world, according to Democrats. Oh, it's the end times. Trump's a big dummy. The world's coming to an end. What a liar. I mean, the things that we are seeing the Democrat Party say on television, say in the radio and newspapers, is absolutely one of the most embarrassing things I've ever witnessed in my long life. You know, I listen to them and I watch them and I go, are you this stupid? Are you this much against our founding principles? Are you this selfish? What is going through your head? And I got to be honest, I can't figure it out. Can you? I mean, other than we have a bunch of children now running the House of Representatives, running the media, and we're supposed to all sit back and go, well, golly jeepers, I guess we got to help the kids again. You know what it's like? My daughter, and I love her, she just turned 18 years old. And she informed me, I'm moving. Where are you moving to? Well, we live in Arizona. I'm moving to Oregon to be with my sister. Okay. Love your sister. That's good. Is your sister going to let you live there? Nope, I'm going to get my own apartment. Okay. How much is the apartment? $300. Great. And how much money do you have? I've been saving, Dad. I have a whole bunch of money. How much do you have? I have $450. Uh-huh. Do you have a job yet up there? Nope, but I'm going to get one in a week or two after I'm there. Uh-huh. So what's already happening? It's been a week. Dad, I'm out of gas. Can I get some money? It's the same thing the Democrat Party is going to do, right? We got Gavin Newsom promising a progressive principled California today. De Blasio of New York is guaranteeing health care for everybody. We're going to get into this. And it's all about these guys, just nothing but children. All this stuff sounds good. It just doesn't work. I want to start, though. Tonight, President Trump is going to give a big speech about the wall and what should be done in this government shutdown. Oh, here's the other thing, government shutdown. And then I'm going to get to your comments in a second. So comments. I want to read them and say hi to you. But the big thing is, Trump's a big liar. And we don't know if the government shut down, and it's all Trump's fault, right? By the way, has the government shutdown affected you at all? The Democrats are, it's the longest shutdown in history, while Nancy Pelosi is out there flying around on Broomstick 1 out in Hawaii, right? But it's Trump's fault that they didn't want to talk. But that here nor there. Has the government shutdown affected you at all? Now, I know when Obama was in office, he shut down the World War II Memorial. He shut down the Grand Canyon. But that hadn't affected me. All I can say is, government shutdown, good? I don't know. How about you? Let's see. Let's say hi to some folks. Where are you checking in from? We've got, let's see, CRT Weber, Truth Seeker here, listening from Syracuse. Hey, CRT, how you doing? Sassy is there. Matthews checking in from a small town called Springtown, Texas. How y'all doing? I'm having a hard time seeing the names. Twitter has it real small, so it's hard to see. We got Virginia, Boston, Massachusetts, Sandra from Northwest Arkansas, Michigan's there, Phoenix, Arizona's here. How you doing, Phoenix? I'm in Phoenix, too. Good to see you. Missouri's there. Good afternoon, sirs. David, Guyton, Georgia. How you doing? Blunt Force Truth Podcast is retweeted. By the way, will you please retweet this? Starting next week, Chark, that's what we'll start calling them. Mark and Chuck together, Chark. No. Mark and Chuck are going to start doing the show an hour earlier. So it will be at 11 a.m. Eastern, an hour earlier, so you have more chances to watch it. But you can also watch the replay on Twitter. But if you would please retweet this, let people know that they're out there, okay? Boise, Idaho's here. Little Rock is here. Mike is listening from Orlando, Florida. I used to live in Windermere. I used to work with WDBO. I love that town. Sioux Falls, South Dakota. The Democrats get one House of Representatives. Vitefo. Worcester, Ohio. Latinos for Trump. How you doing? Boise's there. Ravenna, Ohio's there. Portland, Maine. Miami, Florida. Minneapolis. San Diego. MAGA. The Dems need to fund the wall. It's ludicrous. Repatriate Dr. York. Hashtag. Hi from Parker, Colorado. A minority here and a huge Trump supporter. That's the real... Sorry, I can't read your names. Sorry. But thank you. The people want the wall. I wish I could call your show. Me too. Las Vegas, Marionette, Wisconsin, Shingletown, California. Keep coming with your questions, your comments, but let's take a look at some of the adults first, and then we're going to get to the children. This is Meredith Schlapp, or Mercedes Schlapp, excuse me. See her on Fox all the time. She's working with the president. Let's see what the president's people have to say. Then let's take a look at some of the things the Democrats are saying.
The president's going to find ways to fund this wall. We obviously want to resolve this issue with Congress. That's a priority. We feel that the Democrats are delaying this process. We presented a letter to them yesterday with all of our requests and the needs from our career Custom Border Patrol agents and Department of Homeland Security, and that's our goal.
Has the president actually started drawing up plans, though, to issue a national?
Look, we're finding ways to ensure that we can try to get the what we need to secure the border, the resources we need to secure the border. As we know, this is not only a humanitarian crisis that we're seeing in the southern border, but we're also seeing a national security crisis in this moment.
What's the White House message to those federal workers who are on track to miss their first paycheck on Friday?
It is so important that they call the Democrats and basically tell the Democrats, stop the delay tactics, let's negotiate. For weeks, the White House has provided a good faith offer. For weeks, the White House has done what they can. They've opened the doors to the White House to have them come and work here and negotiate. This is what it's about. It's about a negotiation. The Democrats themselves have said the importance of securing the border. I heard Nancy Pelosi. I heard Chuck Schumer. They said it. They said, yes, we agree we need to secure the border. They have yet to provide the definition of border security. Even the president was saying, because Nancy kept getting stuck on the wall, on the concrete wall, and the president's like, look, let's look into SEAL. Come with me. Let's work together to come up with a design. Let's work with our Border Patrol agents to come up with a design that works. They at one point agreed to a $1.3 billion. They have not moved from that number. And part of a negotiation is that you're able to come to the middle.
Mercedes, I want to clarify something. Last year, the president complained at length about having to sign a large omnibus spending bill. And what the Democrats want to do is pass the 6 of 7 outstanding appropriations bills, individual bills.
We have a crisis on the border. One of the most important agencies that we right now need to ensure that they have the resources that they need is Department of Homeland Security. It absolutely does. It absolutely does, because this is why it's important for there to be a negotiations. We are asking for them to come to the table. They themselves want to secure the border. Democrats want to secure the border? Great. Come to the table. We are ready to negotiate. We are willing to come to a deal, reopen the government, stop the delay tactics.
All right, she's absolutely right. Stop the delay tactics. Stop the crap. Quit being children and grow up a little bit. I mean, Jiminy Christmas. I'm so sick and tired of these Democrats acting like a bunch of children. Now, maybe you think I'm wrong. And if so, please tell me. I want to know what you think. Maybe you think it's the Republicans that are being silly. You think that, Donald Trump is a big meanie and he's a liar. I want to hear what you have to say. Priority is the wall. In California, illegals bring us crime, drugs, gangs, human trafficking, weapons. Thank you, POTUS, for the wall, says Vrickas. No sanctuary cities. Dems only, Young Wave says Dems only care about resisting Trump. We the people want the wall. Okay, well there was one right there. We just saw Mercedes Schlapp acting as an adult. Let's take a look at the leader of the Democrat Party right now. You could say it's Chuck Schumer. I wouldn't say that. It's Nancy Pelosi. Now, you're calling Nancy Pelosi names. If it fits, it fits. All right, so Nancy Pelosi is getting the gavel. Here's a couple of comments of Nancy Pelosi over the past couple days. Take a look-see at this chick. Here we go.
Is duly elected Speaker of the House of Representatives for the 116th Congress.
Does anybody feel confident about that? But I am a great legislator. What an eventful morning it has been. Really one that marks a transformative moment. Mueller does. I never know what to call him. What do we call him? Special counsel. Special counsel. It has to happen soon so that we can have it done by the end of the continuing resolution, which is what, the first or second week in December. They'll say, "Why are you going to impeach the president? Impeach whatever his name is." Just went to the court. Since the inauguration, there's complete evidence. We've seen nothing that we can work, that I can work with President Bush on, and I'm disappointed because I thought that there might be some interest because of what he said in the campaign. I spoke at Harvard the other day, the Kennedy Institute of Politics, and there I quoted President Reagan, but also President Kennedy. Today, the strong moral voice, how much degree of separation can he have? Slashing the State Department budget and foreign aid budget by 30% would only deepen the crisis facing the children. You know, the House and Senate, Democrats, Republicans, and the White House as to when that will happen. It has to happen. We are not a rubber stamp caucus, and we are not going to be a rubber stamp Congress. And I feel very proud. I mean, when in the court, we take an oath to protect and defend the Constitution. The first part of it is the preamble, so beautiful. We the people. You know what it says about our defense, the welfare, the whole. I won't go into it. It's so beautiful. Satisfaction in the role that Families USA played in all of this. We simply could not have done it without you. And we could not have done it without Barack Obama. When I called him that night to... And by the way, when I said we could not have done it without Families USA and without you, that is an applause line. For you.
Okay, I can't take any more. I'm sure there's plenty more where that came from, but I can't take it. And I don't want to make fun of somebody that has some issues. I think Nancy Pelosi has some health issues. I'm not a doctor, but from some doctors I've heard of talk about this, that she may have pre-onset Alzheimer's. And it's not funny. It's not something to make fun or light of. The problem is the Democrat Party actively elected her Speaker of the House, the most powerful person in the House of Representatives. And the Democrat Party think that's A-okay. I don't know. I don't. You could say, Nancy, we love you, but, maybe have somebody that, what year? That's a good question. I'm going to ask Siri this question. Hey, Siri, hold on. Let me pull this up.
Yes?
Yes. What year did Nancy Pelosi get first elected to office? Let's see if we get that.
Okay. I found this on the web. For what year did Nancy Pelosi get first elected to office?
Let's see here. According to the unbelievable, you can't, it's Wikipedia, but let's see here. She was first elected to Congress in 1987. 1987. 1987. I don't know about you, but I've done a lot of stuff since 1987. Before that, she was the chairman of the California Democratic Party in 1981. So I was in junior high school when Nancy Pelosi started running the California Democrat Party. Here's another good question. Say 1987. What was the #1 movie in the box office in 1987?
I don't have the answer for 1987.
Okay, I'll look that up. Just kind of find it in, it's a good way to go, oh, that's how long ago it was. There we go. #1 movie in 1987. Let's see. Beverly Hills Cop 2 was number 23. Oh, no, it was #1. Beverly Hills Cop 2. Let's see. Raubeck got the driver's license in 1987. Oh, I'm sorry. It wasn't Beverly Hills Cop 2. The Golden Child was #1 in the first week of January. Secret of My Success, Michael J. Fox, Beverly Hills Cop 2, Dragnet, Revenge of the Nerds 2. Anyway, Fatal Attraction was in the big of the box office. So, no, Top Gun was before that. But 1987, Eddie Murphy was at the top of the box office. It's been a long time. And yet the Democrats want to keep going back to the old playbook. They want to keep going backwards. They call themselves progressives. They're not progressives. They're regressives. Everything they do is backwards. Everything they do is a long time ago. Kind of funny on campus reform. Just did a video. I want to show it to you, and then let's see here. Ready to hear Trump's lies tonight? Do me a favor. Let's see, what is this person's name? Jaden Lucy. Okay. So I hear, ready to hear Trump's lies tonight? Like what? What is he lying about? Orange 45 was another one I saw. Oh, you got us there. And by the way, what would have happened if we would have said, something about Obama's color of his skin? Oh, can you imagine? And by the way, does Trump even do the tanning thing anymore? I mean, that was like 3 years ago, wasn't it? Anyway, great video from Campus Reform. I want to show it to you. By the way, have you comments? I'm going to read more comments in just a minute. Have you retweeted? Told people about the show? Remember, I'm just filling in for Mark Young and Chuck Woolery. They'll be back next week. You can also check them out at bluntforcetruth.com. But let's watch Campus Reform as they go on campus and talk to some of the children that are pretty much running the Democrat Party today.
I'm Kappa Phillips with Campus Reform. Today we're at American University in Washington, D.C., talking to students about President Trump's proposed border wall. And we're going to be reading them a few quotes from President Trump in defense of his wall. But the thing is, they're not actually President Trump quotes. They're actually quotes from Democrat leaders defending stricter border security. What will students say when they find out? Let's go have a look. There's a government shutdown going on right now. Yeah. President Trump saying he wants funding for his border wall. The Democrats saying we're not going to give as much funding as you want. What's your thought on his push for this wall?
I am not a fan.
Everyone has a shared reaction to this. It's absolutely horrendous.
I really don't see a need for it.
I don't think there should be a wall.
The wall is a really unrealistic solution. I mean, there have been many videos that have shown people easily crossing the wall that is supposed to keep people out or whatever.
It doesn't make any sense. Okay. Isn't there pretty much already fencing?
I'm going to read a few quotes here from President Trump talking about the need for the southern border wall. First quote, we should spend money to build a barrier to prevent illegal immigrants from coming in. Another quote, we simply cannot allow people to pour into the U.S. undetected, undocumented, and unchecked. Quote, illegal immigration is wrong, plain and simple. Until the American people are convinced we will stop future flows of illegal immigration, we'll make no progress. When you hear quotes like that, what's your reaction to them?
It's divisive. I think America is a land of opportunity, place for inclusion.
I just really think it's kind of hateful speech in general.
It's just a negative message. When he talks about illegal immigrants, it's just rude to talk about people like that.
It kind of underlies a lot of things about discrimination and people and their prejudices and things like that. So I feel like that stuff is touchy to talk about.
There are racial biases kind of sort of deep embedded in there.
In a word, I'd say it's more jingoist.
Well, I think his demeanor
overall, it's just unacceptable.
I think just the way that he's referring to people across the wall is very dehumanizing.
So rhetoric like that is not helpful?
No, not at all.
What if I told you these were from Chuck Schumer, Barack Obama, and Hillary Clinton?
How about that?
Really?
Really?
Oh, wow.
Yeah, Democrats and Republicans have said things about border control.
That's interesting. I didn't think that. That's interesting.
That would surprise me.
It's true.
Well then, can you tell me which ones they were respectively?
That's a very good surprise, by the way. If this were a Trump quote, I believe it would be a lot more, maybe a lot less calculated.
I don't know. They wouldn't say that. I feel like
they did.
It's like their demeanor is like the way they come off is like I don't even know what to say.
I'm not surprised.
Why is that?
Well, because I I guess I'm a little older than most of the college. I'm a graduate student. I'm 26, and so I remember Clinton's administration and what they did with immigration and what the Democrats' stance was then.
Got it.
So I think it's kind of interesting.
Yeah. I'm Kappa Phillips with Campus Reform. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, click right here for more content like that, and click right here if you would like to subscribe to be the first person to see all of our new videos.
Yeah, go give them a little click, give them a little love. Campus Reform, good job, guys, on that. And if you like that video, some thumbs ups here. Give us some hearts. Hearts. Share the video. Let people know that Chuck Woolery and Mark Young will be back next week. They're live every Tuesday. It'll be starting at 11 a.m. Eastern starting next week. Okay? Let's see here. Like. Thumbs up. Heart. Let's see, what else? Oh, so you know what those kids grow up to be? This is what these kids are being taught, that it's okay to lie, cheat, steal, yell and scream and throw temper tantrums. Well, the temper tantrums took a whole new level, I guess, yesterday at Miami. Is it Miami or Fort Lauderdale Airport? Woman was supposed to be getting on a JetBlue flight, and somebody videotaped her, and check this one out. This is the kids of today. Rapist. What?
Get me out of here! Get me out of here! A fucking gun on me because I'm homeless! Get me out!
She's a gun. She's a gun.
And the problem is that that's the stuff being taught on college campuses now. That's the stuff the Democrat Party is using as fuel to fuel their party and their outbursts. Again, as it says, it's the Democrats are the party of children. The children are running the Democrat Party. And the children want you and me to do everything for them. And when they don't get their way, they throw temper tantrums. Well, the orange 45 guy, he's throwing a temper tantrum. No, he's not. He's trying. We're trying to be adults and say, I'm sorry. We know that the United States of America is the greatest nation in the world. Now, Democrats, they won't say that. I will. I'll say I believe the United States of America is the greatest country in the history of the world. Nobody has done more for the poor or the downtrodden than any country in the history of the world. I'll throw Rome in there. Give me a country, all of them. I know you guys want to say Cuba maybe. No. I'm telling you, no one's done more for the world than the United States of America, and I'm proud of it. Have we made some mistakes in the past? Sure, everybody has. I've made mistakes. You've made mistakes. Rusty is spreading hate. I'm spreading hate? I'm telling the truth. And that's part of the problem, is that the Democrats don't want to hear the truth. They want to pretend. As many people could come across the border and it won't cost us anything and it's all going to be good, and they don't bring any drugs and they don't bring criminals. Some do. A lot do. all of them? No. Are there some good people that are illegal immigrants? Yes. The problem is we have not only a right, we have a responsibility to our posterity. That's those old documents that Nancy Pelosi was referring to earlier, the Constitution, the Declaration of Independence. We have a responsibility to our posterity. That's our children, grandchildren, or down the line. We have a responsibility to our posterity to know who is coming into our country, to vet them, to get the best of the best and the brightest. We have a right to do that. Well, that's just not fair. I'm sorry, life's not fair. You know what? I live in a nice neighborhood, but there's a nicer neighborhood about 3 blocks away. Around that neighborhood, there's a big wall, and they got guards at the fence. They got a country club, yes. 2 golf courses, yeah. I'm Thurston Howell III, Lave, yes. Right? I would love to live there and pay $100 a month. That's not going to happen. You'd laugh at me. Excuse me. Yeah, it's 4 o'clock in the morning. What are you doing? Yeah, I want to move into your house. I'll give you $100 a month. Well, actually, no. I want you to give me $600 a month. What? Well, I don't have any money for food or clothing or shelter, and I do need to get, stuff I want. So I need you to give me money because, I got a bunch of kids too. And my niece and my nephew and my grandma, she needs to come in too. And so you need to pay for it. I mean, again, you'd call me an idiot. But this is today's Democrat Party. Gavin Newsom. Pretty boy Gavin. Picture of him here. I can see why Kimberly Guilfoyle married the guy. I mean, I'm not. But, he's a pretty boy. He's an idiot. I mean, this guy has absolutely nothing upstairs. If he was ugly, there's no way they'd vote for him. But because he's a pretty boy, and he's a pretty boy from San Francisco, now he's the governor. By the way, when he was mayor of San Francisco, that city's in the toilet. San Francisco has turned into a cesspool. And now he's governor of California. You idiots in California, go from Jerry Brown to Gavin Newsom. Good luck. But you're going to be like my daughter. Dad, Washington, we ran out of money. We don't know how. We don't know what happened, but we need you to give us money. And we got to go, no. Let's see here. Hugh Manning, Trump is leading you down the road to ruin. How? Because there's more African Americans working than ever before? Or is it because there's more Hispanics working than ever before? Is that your racist opinion? Is that what it is? You dislike people of color so much that you don't want them to work? Is that why you hate Donald Trump? Is it your racism? Is it your racism that thinks it's okay for children to be human trafficked into our country? Is that your racism? Your racism's okay that you can stuff people of color into a truck where they die or their women get raped? Is that your racism there? Is that your Democrat racism? See, as a conservative, I care about all people. I don't care what color you are. There was this guy, what was his name? I can't remember his name. He talked about a dream where people would be judged on the content of their character, not the color of their skin. Oh, yeah. King? Was it Martin Luther King? Yeah. Anyway, I believe in that philosophy. And I believe that for you to say, hey, bring as many kids in as you want, that's wrong. Hey, hey, stuff them in there. We'll sort them out when they get to America. It's wrong. Oh, we're against trafficking women, but we'll turn a blind eye to it? No, it's wrong. Oh, we're going to have sanctuary city, sanctuary state. Come on in. What does that encourage? Does that encourage lawfulness or lawlessness? California, you got a new governor. Pretty boy Newsom. Let's take a look at what they had to say in the news in California yesterday. Here we go.
Social services proposal that would provide funding for the Treasury Department.
I got something wrong working here. Something's going that shouldn't be going. Got all this stuff happening. This one. Oh, Nancy Schumer and Nancy Pelosi are going to...
Blasted President Trump in a joint statement on Monday night.
Yeah, whatever. Schumer and Nancy Pelosi are going to deliver the speech. They didn't think it was fair that Trump could give a talk without them rebutting it because he's such a big liar, they said. So they're going to yap tonight. And you know what? I don't have a problem with it. I want to see, here's the difference between them and me. I want to hear more voices. Democrats, Republicans, Green Party, commies, whatever. I want to hear more speech. I don't want it shut down. I don't like it when Twitter shuts people's accounts down or Facebook wipes out millions of my followers. It's not right, whether you like me or not. All right, I'm going to get to some of your comments in a second. Please retweet this. Let's take a look at what the news said about pretty boy Gavin Newsom, now governor of California.
It was a California inaugural event like none other, starting with the high-powered, energetic voices of destiny from Compton. Then a standing ovation for House Speaker Nancy Pelosi. Finally, shortly after Governor Gavin Newsom was inaugurated by taking the oath of office, he launched into his inaugural address.
Now more than ever, we Californians know how much a house matters and children.
But his 2-year-old son, Josh, marched onto the stage to at least temporarily steal the show.
I thought it was adorable. He's a very rambunctious little boy, very cute, and I thought Gavin handled it very beautifully.
At one point, holding Josh in his arms, Newsom used the moment to launch into a heated national issue.
But all kids, not just the children of a governor and a filmmaker, should have a good life in California. They shouldn't be ripped away from their parents at the border.
When things got serious, Newsom did not shy away from criticizing the Trump administration, like in this segment.
We will offer an alternative to the corruption and the incompetence in the White House.
And Newsom read off a long list of serious problems facing the state of California. Problems, he says, he intends to address as governor.
Stagnant wages, costs that keep rising, rent, utilities, visiting the doctor, the basics are increasingly out of reach. And we have a homeless epidemic that should keep each and every one of us up at night.
LA County Supervisor Mark Ridley Thomas agrees.
Los Angeles has a lot to gain and benefit from focused, sustained, thoughtful, compassionate leadership with respect to the homeless crisis that has enveloped too many communities in Los Angeles County. California has the largest homeless population in the nation.
Yeah, it does. And do you think any of it has to do with, I was in California, I drove through just this past weekend. Gas here in Arizona is $2.67 a gallon, I think. Is that about right? Yeah, about $2.67. It was $4.60 in some places. I saw $4.99. Outrageous. Now, that's one of the most basic things for people. Is the homelessness problem getting better or worse with all the government programs? You tell me. Then we have, over in New York City Mayor guarantees comprehensive health care for all in a historic surprise announcement. Now, let's not forget who this guy is. This is a guy who went to Cuba for his honeymoon. It's the guy that loved Castro and loved Che Guevara. And by the way, have you seen Castro's grandson now? He's got pictures on Instagram of him in yachts and stuff. Partying it up. Because that's the commie way, isn't it? Anyway, taking a look at what New York is going to do. Again, it's all a big rush. Who can give away more of your money first? New York is going to begin guaranteeing comprehensive health care to every single resident, regardless of someone's ability to pay or immigration status. An unprecedented plan that will protect more than 500,000 New Yorkers currently using the ER as primary provider, says Mayor Bill de Blasio. By the way, it says every single resident, regardless of your ability to pay or immigration status. So rich people, I guess they get it free. Illegal immigrants get it free. Everybody, come on to New York. Woo, it's party time. Yeah, everything's free. Except, food, clothing, shelter. Are you getting a free house? Does anybody remember back when I was young, they did this thing called rent control. And you get an apartment for like, I don't know, it was like $500, right? But you had to stay there, and it's illegal to raise the rent. And that was like 30 years ago. And there are still people in rent control apartments paying $500 a month for an apartment worth like $2,000 or $3,000 or more. It's crazy. Hey, it's good for those few that can be there, and the landlord, they're screwed. But that's kind of like the people of California. We're going to let as many illegal immigrants in, but hey, you're screwed. Hold on, I just thought about this. Have you ever seen my sneaking into the USA video? Bring it up. I'll close it out with that a little bit. Yeah, there we go. Just found it. I'll play it. It gets stolen all the time, but anyway, I'll get that up in a little bit because it's a great example of what it is we're dealing with, what it is that we're fighting for. We're fighting for our posterity. And again, I understand that it's rough in some countries. And I understand, we all want to be here, but there's got to be a way to do it where you and I not only don't have to foot the bill, but we shouldn't have to be, our safety and security shouldn't be at jeopardy. Our health. A lot of people come into the country and they're ill. Back in the Ellis Island days, you'd come across in the boat, they'd check you out. If you were sick, they'd put you in quarantine for a while. It's not a bad thing. Let's see here. Sanctuary cities should receive zero federal funds. Stop federal funding sanctuary cities and states. Let's see here. They're paying, talking about the border wall, and Trump said Mexico should pay for it. And I'd like to see that. It was a campaign thing. But G. Manskrosky says they are paying. Trump killed NAFTA. Billions more are coming in from Mexico. You're clueless. Here, let me go down here. We got a lot of your comments. Thank you very much. By the way, if you haven't commented, please do. If you haven't checked in and let us know where you're watching the video from, please do. Just the city and state. Just curious. I'm just nosy. And also, hit some hearts, would you? Hearts. Bunch of hearts. Here, and the reason why you want to do the hearts, and just a ton of them, just click that button and get as many hearts on as you can. The reason you want to do that is it messes up Twitter's algorithms in a good way. See, Twitter, they don't want any conservatives seeing that. They don't want anybody knowing there's a conservative show. Again, I'm Rusty Humphreys, and I'm filling in for Mark Young and Chuck Woolery. They'll be here next week. Don't worry. Don't worry. But by hitting as many hearts as you can, and just laying on it. Just rip heart. Hundreds of them. Thousands of them. Just sit there. They just hurt your finger, right? Why that messes it up is that the Twitter algorithm goes, well, gosh, a lot of people must be watching and loving that show. And so we got to throw those algorithms, mess them up in a good way to help us. You need to share this video to your Facebook friends. Facebook has done everything they can to block us. Think back a year, 2 years ago, before Trump won, and all of these conservative shows and websites were out there, and you could see all these stories. All of a sudden, it's gone. Why? Because a few months ago, well, before this, they started making it almost impossible for conservatives to make money on Facebook. And I know a lot of people go, well, why do you got to make money? Because they got to eat too. Right? I got to pay bills and light bills and computers and everything else, right? And so they made it almost impossible for that to happen. And then some great organizations started going, like Liberty One TV and some other great ones. And if you haven't checked out libertyoneTV.com, please do that if you would. And also Spreely.com. It's a new version of Facebook. It's Spreely means speak freely, and they've jammed it together. But a few weeks ago, like right before the primary, not the primary, right before the last election, millions of pages and subscribers disappeared. Pages that you used to see all the time on your news feeds were unpublished by Facebook, and there was no appeal process. Sorry, you lose. Why'd you? Oh, you're spreading fake news. I didn't spread no fake news. I don't even know what the hell you're talking about. Yep, sorry. You lose. Sorry. So that's what's been going on. BluntForceTruth.com is a website you need to go to. See it down there? BluntForceTruth.com. 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 Chuck Woolery and Mark Young, that's their website. It really is great. Let's see here. Rusty, do you think this unredacted FISA is coming out soon? I don't know what the hell's going on in D.C. right now, honestly. Now they got that Russian lawyer got indicted. We got all these indictments. Oh, and Trump's in trouble. They're closing in on him. Okay, so a bunch of people that had nothing to do with Trump or, his personal lawyer. Oh, his personal lawyer's in trouble. Look at my hair. I got to get a haircut. I got a Grandpa Munster hair going on. Look at that. Hold on a second. Nothing to do with anything. It's like Grandpa Munster hair. Looks terrible. Yep, need a haircut. Anyway, sorry about that. All these people, but Trump, no one that actually was when they were working for Trump has gotten in trouble. I don't get it. Let's see. Build the damn wall. Spend money on something useful. Florida's there. Sick of liberals. They're the worst. Okay, we finally moved away from free advice. Thank you for speaking out. Athens, Georgia, thank you. Fake news. America's the land of law and order, not out of control lawlessness. Says, somebody stop illegal immigrants from coming in. When do we get justice? Mueller's a fraud. Keep working. Build the wall. Blunt force baloney. And, of course, they had to swear. Why do you always have to swear, liberals? I don't get it. You get mad, you got to swear. I mean, I could do it. It's not against the law. It's just no class. You're classy with a capital K. Not classy at all. Trump is in major trouble. If you can't see that, LOL. Okay, we'll see. Former campaign manager. Yeah, remember, the former campaign manager did not get in trouble for campaign stuff. He got in trouble for stuff before that. And by the way, Trump picked him because all the all the Republicans, not conservatives, all the Republicans, you got to get somebody that's going to help. You got to get somebody that understands the system. So he went, who? Paul Manafort, he's the best. He's one of our pals. And they hired him, and then he got in trouble. I cut my hubby's hair. Come on over. I should probably do that. I'm not a liberal. Good. Going to charge $17,000 to open my mind. Did you just say no one working for Trump is in trouble? His lawyer. Yeah, dumbass. Now I'll use the word. Dumbass. Did he get in trouble for what he did for Trump? Or did he get in trouble for illegal stuff with his taxi company and other things? Just saying. And then, do you believe the Clinton Foundation will be investigated? No, that's the problem. The Clintons get to do whatever they want. It's party time. Always party time for the Clintons. Let's see, what else? Ooh, this one looks good. Got to read this. Anytime there's something on Facebook that shows what kind of a scummy operation it is, I got to go there. Inside Facebook's cult-like workplace where dissent is discouraged and employees pretend to be happy all the time. This comes from CNBC, published just moments ago. At a company-wide town hall in early October, numerous Facebook employees got in line to speak about their experiences with sexual harassment. The company called the special town hall after head of policy, Joel Kaplan, caused an uproar for appearing at a congressional hearing for Judge Kavanaugh. A young female employee was among those who got up to speak, addressing her comments directly to COO Sheryl Sandberg. I was reticent to speak, Sheryl, because the pressure for us to act as though everything is fine and that we love working here is so great that it hurts. There shouldn't be this pressure to pretend to love something when I don't feel this way. The episode speaks to an atmosphere at Facebook in which employees feel pressure to place the company above all else in their lives. The culture has contributed to the company's well-publicized wave of scandals over the last few years, blah, blah, blah. Amid these scandals, Facebook's share fell nearly 30% in 2018, 40% since a peak in July, lost more than $252 billion in market capitalization. And I got one thing to say about that. Good. Good, I say. Let's see here. Mueller is still searching for a crime, but none to find, forcing witnesses to compose false evidence. I spoke to a guy, good friend of mine, Dr. Jerome Corsi. Talked to him about 2 weeks ago, maybe 3. And I don't want to give too much of the details because it was a personal, private call. But Mueller's has basically been trying to get him to lie, and he refuses to do it. And I say, good for you, Dr. Corsi. That's tough. And not a lot of people are doing it, standing up to these jerkos. Speaking of standing up to jerkos, I'm a huge Disney fan. Huge. I've had season passes to Disney for, I don't know, past 15 years, maybe longer. Now 18 years because my daughter just turned 18. I'm now out. I'm done. Disneyland hikes ticket prices sky high before Star Wars Land opens. Now, I like Star Wars, but now that since Disney bought Star Wars, everything is Star Wars. And I do want to see the Star Wars Land, but the amount they've jacked the prices up. Look at this. The cheapest single-day ticket for a low-demand day in California, Anaheim, $104 per person for one day. That's one park, so that's not a park hopper. The highest in demand is $149 a day, not a park hopper. They're also now charging $25 to park your car. The Premier Pass, now this one is kind of not fair to compare, but it is the pass that I believe is no blackout days, and you get both Disney World and Disneyland. But I had that once before, a couple of years ago, and it was like $900. Which is a lot of money, but if you use it a lot, it's fine. Okay, ready? $900 a couple years ago. Same pass now. Look at this. Look at this. $1,949 a year. $2,000 for a pass to Disney? Wow. Down to some real news. Star Wars fever is insane. Yeah. Like I said, I like Star Wars. I don't get this whole everything Star Wars thing. I don't get it. Don't get it one bit. I've never been. They say Elite is trying to take over Disneyland. Now, there's a couple of ways you could say. You could say the Elite's trying to take over Disneyland. You can also say maybe Disney. I mean, one thing is the parks are packed all the time. And so maybe you go, okay, maybe it's a way to make it so that not everybody can go. I don't know. All right, I'm going to close out the show. But first, I want to remind you to go to bluntforcetruth.com. Chuck and Mark will be here next week, 11 a.m. Eastern, here on Twitter and on Liberty One TV if you haven't been there. Have you given me some hearts? Okay, I'm going to play my music video, Sneaking into the USA, I want your critique as it goes. So as you're watching the music video, I want your critique of the song. I want hearts and comments, okay? So here we go. Yours truly, Rusty Humphries, sneaking into the USA here on Blunt Force Truth.
So can you help me with this, sir?
Yes, tell me. What?
Okay, so I want to get into the USA. What do I do?
Take this one. I'm going north.
North?
Yes, north.
Going north. Okay, I can do it. Let's go.
Now everybody has this notion. Come to the USA. Don't you worry about money. Stupid Americans pay. Yeah, they'll pay for your health care. Kids' education too. Just sneak across the border and they'll take care of you. Well, they're crossing from Tijuana and California's line. And up in Vancouver, nobody seems to mind. In containers from China, yeah, you can stow away. 'Cause everybody is sneaking into the USA. Way down in Guadalajara and from Pakistan. Tell your friends you're leaving. Let's stuff them in your van. They're coming from Afghanistan through San Francisco Bay. Everybody is sneaking into the USA. Well, they're coming from the galleys down Arizona way. Ask the government to stop it, and if you say no way, they're digging big old tunnels. You know they're coming to stay. 'Cause everybody is sneaking into the USA. Everybody is sneaking into the USA. I love America. Everybody is sneaking into the USA. Everybody is sneaking to the USA.
We gotta get out of here, go. Okay, there you go. Yours truly, me, Rusty Humphries, and sneaking into the USA. I want to thank you very much for hanging out. Make sure that you let people know that Chuck Woolery and Mark Young will be back next week, every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Right? It says right there. Go check out bluntforcetruth.com. I appreciate you. My name is Rusty Humphries.
In the lead,
my name is Rusty Humphries, and we will. I'll be here next week. Oh, I won't be here. I mean, I'm kind of behind the scenes guy, so don't worry about it. We'll hang, you and me. Well, no, Chuck and Mark will. But make sure you check them out if you would, please. And I want to thank you very much for watching. My name is Rusty Humphries. This is Blunt Force Truth. I'm filling in for Mark and Chuck, and they'll be back next week. Go check out bluntforcetruth.com. See ya.